I am Heff.
I am Lindsey.
And this is Best Friends Nonsense.
She was like, I know that this is going to be so weird for her. And she was like, but I also really want to say hi. I was like, it's okay.
It's
you
okay.
can come say hi.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get used to that eventually if people recognize us. That would be
True.
insane.
Yeah, that'd be, like...
I would be weirded out.
Yeah, you'd be like, you listen to me?
I'd be like...
Because I kind of do that now. Like, if one of our friends are like, hey, I'm listening to the podcast, and this is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, thank you for listening. Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh. I had another girl from work who is watching the podcast now.
Aw.
And now I think her other friend is watching it too, but she just hasn't told me. Because she thinks that I'm cool.
I don't need to laugh like that. You are cool, but...
but no, it's just one of those things where I'm like, somebody thinks I'm like a cool adult. What? Okay. I am.
Did she miss all the talks where we were like, we're really weird?
But also, she's a type 1 diabetic, too.
Hey, fun.
And I was like, my best friend's a
Not
type 1
fun,
diabetic.
but fun.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start our podcast.
Yeah, probably. It's kind of like a cold open. That's what they call this thing. I might keep some of that in.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They call them cold opens if you don't, like, greet. Hi. Yeah. But anyways, a warm open, if we had one, be like, hi. Welcome back.
Or welcome to Best Friends Nonsense.
That would be our warm open.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to stay on the theme of hopefully you're doing great. Don't know if you're doing great.
You can't respond to us. You can respond in the comments like 6 days from now.
Yeah. And we'll be like, yeah, that's
like,
great.
oh my gosh, that's fantastic. We're so excited to hear that.
Yes. I was going to say something when you said that is it a friend or an acquaintance that you were saying is a type 1 diabetic?
Oh, yeah, one of my coworkers, friend,
I was going to bring up how it has to do with religion. And because for me, like I've said before on the podcast, I'm still in it. I'm still religious, but I even told my pastor, because we talked about it. I brought it up with one of the songs I sang. And because this one woman, I pray for patience with that lady. She brought up on Sunday how, sorry, there was like a fur flying through the air.
Oh.
She brought up that she's like, how are your, she first said insulin levels, and I'm like, I got thrown back, like, fine, it in my pump, like I just loaded up. What do you mean? And she's like, oh, and I was like, do you mean my blood sugar levels? And she's like, yeah, your blood sugar levels. I was like, yeah, they're fine, I guess. Like, haven't been above 300, so woo, a little wee. And she's like, oh, okay, I've been praying about that. I was like, well, yeah, thanks. And she's like, I also praying that it'll go away. And I'm just like, I have to go through it again.
Everybody prays for that.
Yes.
But at the same time, you still gotta go to the doctor.
The way that I had to get past it, because I've also talked about in our diabetic episode about me, like how I had to move past it and get out of my depression, was to move on and accept that it's a part of my life and that it's not going to away, and I have to take care of it.
Yeah.
And that's how I moved on, and how I wasn't so depressed about it anymore.
Yeah.
I made it, because I'm the kind of person, if I don't think of things long term, I'm not going to put effort in it. And I'm not going to take care of it, or whatever I'm trying to say. So me confirming to myself, okay, I have this disease and it's not going to go away, and I need to take care of it.
Yeah.
And that's how I got out of the depression. And I don't understand why some people don't understand that. Like, because the lady was just like, I was like, when she said that.
And it's like, and they mean well, but
They
they
do.
don't understand.
Exactly, because they kind of get offended when I'm like, well, thank you, but it's not going to go away. And she's just like, oh, but you don't got the faith.
Yeah, exactly.
And
then
like,
they start questioning your faith and all this. And it's not a matter of not having faith. It's a matter of it being a disease that you have to take care of.
Yes.
And if you don't face it in a way of seeing it as a normal part of your body and just something that you have to deal with, like, if I pray that Jesus is going to fix my eyes, do you think it's a good idea for me to get behind the wheel of my car and drive home?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
I kind of need these things. And it's okay for me to need them.
Exactly.
That's fine.
And it's not that
it's part of life.
That we don't believe that miracles can happen.
Yeah.
I fully believe that. Like I said, I'm religious. I pray every day and whatever, but I also know in, my realistic self that maybe the
thing about it too is
church and bad things that happen.
You are never given a battle that you are not equipped to face.
Yeah.
So this might just be a battle for you.
It's my cross to carry.
Exactly.
And that's what I told my pastor, and he said, more people need to be like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, exactly.
Yeah. Like, that's like me with my anxiety. Like, people are like, okay, just don't be anxious. And I take medication.
I tell myself that.
Right. And I'm like, okay, that's not how that works.
Exactly.
I can't just not be anxious.
Yeah.
It is a part of me, and I have to figure out ways to, okay, this is how we're feeling. Let's roll with it. Like, figure out, okay. For example, today at work, my mental health was a little crazy. It's a whole thing. I had previously been on the full dose of my medication, and then I decided to just take the half dose because I was oversleeping. I was so exhausted. Like, I couldn't do anything, and I was super, super emotional and super sensitive. So I went down to the half dose, and it's been really great. But then I think I just had a few rough days in a row, and I was like, maybe this is why I'm supposed to be on the full dose. So I started taking my full dose, and it got worse. And I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh no. So I talked to my doctor. I'm back on the half dose, and he's like, yeah, just do that. That's actually way better. Because it just threw me for another loop, putting more medication in. Because it just fluctuated everything in my brain, and it's like,
Right.
But today at work, I started to get a little frustrated. I started to feel my anxiety coming up, and I was like, okay. And I pulled up like my screen, pulled up my tables. I was like, okay, this is how many tables that I have. And I don't have to necessarily do anything else for any other tables that are in there unless they are new. If they have already paid, okay, I don't have to prioritize that. I can prioritize other things. If I've already gotten them their boxes, their to-goes, like anything, and we've said good to go, cool. I don't need to check back there. Then I can go and do my other things. It's like, okay, cool. What do I need here? What do I need there? And then I step back behind my bar where I can see my whole lounge. I figured things out, and I went from there. That was me handling it a lot better than I could have.
For sure.
And it's just a process, but it's another thing that just doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that is wired wrong up in the brain, and it, like, they can't fix that. You take medication to treat it.
Right.
It can't
That's what
just
I have
be
to
fixed. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Not the same thing. I mean, yours is, they're, we're comparing apples and oranges.
Yeah, exactly.
Respectively, conceptually, same thing. It's something that's not going away.
Right. And
Wildly
because she
different,
also, again, an older person, seems they mistake type 2 for type 1. And
Yeah.
because my mother-in-law, thankfully, was backing me up And she was just like, yeah, but they had type 2, right? The person that she said they did all the stuff and now they're not diabetic and that she knows.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's great. And then my mother-in-law was like, yeah, but they were type 2, right? And she was like, oh, well, yeah. And I was like, and I have type 1. It's different.
It's very, very different.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to go over here. Like, but that was the major thing that happened over the weekend. My catch up, that was stupid. That kind of ties in with what you were telling me, but not telling me about your
Panic attack.
Panic attack. Yeah. If you want to say that while we're on the subject.
Yeah.
Before we move off of it.
I got you. I wrote down things. I color code my days. And the really long orange part is Friday. Because Friday, I had a full-blown panic attack at work. I did also get my hair cut.
It's pretty.
I got that done on Friday too. So I have to put that in there. My makeup was also really cute. But anyway, panic attack happened later in the evening. This woman at my table, she really tried me after every little thing went wrong that day. So we carry an iPad, and I was walking out from behind my bar, and there's a trash can that sits over here. It always sits right there. My iPad grabbed it while it's slung across my body and dragged it halfway down the line when we are fully staffed.
Oh, no.
And so I'm like whacking people with a trash can.
You didn't
Everybody
even
is
know?
like dying. Well, I mean, like I realized it, but I was walking so fast that I made it a good distance before I stopped.
Yeah.
And stopped carrying the trash can. Or dragging it, not carrying. It was a large trash can dragging down the line. And I was like, oh my gosh, guys, what am I doing?
In the back. By the line, she means in the back.
Oh,
not in
yeah.
the front.
Yeah, in the back of the kitchen.
Yeah.
I was behind on drinks because there was a ton of drinks to make because it's Friday night and I had been tending to my tables. So I go back to catch up on my drinks. And I've got people asking me if I need anything, and I had forgotten that there was a salad supposed to come out before this table's meal. And this lady ripped me for the salad not coming out before the meal. There was mustard on her burger because the burger that she requested comes with mustard and she didn't tell me she didn't want mustard.
Yeah.
You can tell me that you don't want lettuce, but you can't say you don't want mustard.
Right.
I know for a fact she didn't tell me because she said, there's
written down.
onion. This is just an example.
Oh, okay.
She's like, oh, there's onion. I remember it so well because when somebody rips you for that, you remember everything. You're like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? It's clear in my memory. She was like, oh, yeah, like the onions on there, that's fine. Tomato, no lettuce, pickles fine. Yeah, that stuff's fine. And she didn't acknowledge the mustard. She didn't say mustard.
Right.
But she is reading the menu.
Mm-hmm.
And saying like, oh yeah, like just no lettuce, like this is fine, yeah, that's the other stuff's fine, just the no lettuce. And I'm like, okay, how is that my fault? Because she ripped into me for that. Because I'm like, well, you didn't tell me you didn't want mustard. Well, I didn't tell you I did want mustard.
So you want me to do that to every single table with
Like,
every
okay.
single burger?
And every single ingredient.
Exactly.
Like, okay. Like,
well,
you
this
know
comes
what?
with this, isn't this? Is this all okay? I
No,
don't
but
have
it's
time
okay
for
because
that,
they
lady.
are
It's Friday.
regulars. They are regulars. And the next time I get them, I'm going to be like, I'm going to individual ingredients. Do you want this on there? Do you want this on there? Do you want this on there? Yes or no? I have to have a yes or no before I move on to the next ingredient. And this is going to be a long time.
I'd do it.
I will be petty because
Okay.
I'm like, I don't want to mess up again. Because I don't want her to very nicely and very calmly, just like this, and smiling at you just like this, and then call you the B word. While my manager was sitting on the other side of the booth from her, like behind her in the other booth, he was on his computer, and she was so calm that he didn't even notice.
Ew.
And like, I couldn't even, like, I was just like,
how does that even happen? Why are you that angry over mustard that you want to call your server that?
right.
What happened to you? Who hurt you?
And like, she acted like I had the biggest attitude because I said, well, you didn't tell me you didn't want mustard. I didn't know that. And apparently that was so much of an attitude that it was worthy of calling me a B word.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did she complain to the manager though?
No.
Oh.
But she left me a survey. She did the survey at the end of the bill.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have tried to take that off. I should have tried to take the thing away, but whatever. I'm sure she would have caught it because, again, they're regulars. They understand. But, yeah, my manager told me that there was a table a couple nights ago that didn't really care for me as their server, and I was like,
cool, don't come in again. Bye.
I was like, I know exactly who you're talking about. And they'll be back. They're always back. But, and it's just every other little thing had just piled on. Like, there was an order I had messed up on. And it was fixed. But it's just, when every little thing starts piling up and then something like that sets it on fire.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of shaky and I was like not breathing really normal, to be entirely fair. So I should have seen it coming, but like, it just felt like I was trying to catch my breath already. And I was like, I just need to go outside and hit my vape real quick. Like, just kind of take a breather, calm down. And I went out there. I didn't even turn my vape on. And I started hyperventilating and I like couldn't breathe, and it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, if I pass out, I'm going to be outside in the mulch next to our to-go door and nobody's going to know where I am. They're just going to be like, where's Heather? Where's our bartender?
Yeah.
She's just outside passed out because she had a panic attack because this lady was mean.
Yeah.
People are so rude.
They are.
Apparently one of my servers went home that night and she made like a ranting TikTok about how people need to be nicer and about how they sent me into a full-blown panic attack. And I was like, yeah, it was really bad. Mm-hmm. But I wrote this down because I'm not going to say any of their names, but I told them, I was like, all of you guys are getting a shout out. I can't really do anything for them more than that, but it meant so much to me, because I walked inside because I started freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go inside so that at least I'm inside the building if I pass out. Like, so I ran back inside to like the nearest little area that I could just like take a seat on the floor. And one of our bussers, she does not speak much English, but she ran up and she got a menu and she started fanning me, and she got one of the bilingual servers so that she was like, help, something is wrong with her, I don't know, but you speak both languages, you got help. And so she ran over and I was able to kind of get out to her what was happening, because I knew that if I told the other girl that I was having a panic attack, she may not have fully understood what that was. I mean, she would have, I'm sure, got the gist of it. But I don't know how much she does and doesn't understand. Mm-hmm. So, but she was off today and she came in to get some to-go food, and she made sure to come in and say hi to me. And I was like, mm-hmm. I love her. But I had, the bilingual server, she had came over, she got me some water, and ran over and got my friend that I'm closer with And she came over, grabbed me, went to the freezer so that we could, like, the cool air and just cool down. Then the one who had gotten me the water, she also went and took care of my tables, including that one table. And she gave them an attitude. And she was like, she did not like me. But let me tell you right now, that lady was not going to be happy. She came in here with an attitude. There was nothing you could do. So that also, mini pep talk. And then I had another one who, without asking, went and watched my bar while I calmed down. Like, watched over. He's also a bartender. So he came over and watched it while I calmed down. And
that's good.
Everybody just, I felt so incredibly supported in that moment where I felt very, very vulnerable. And, like, when I worked at Olive Garden, for example, I had days where I was literally sobbing over stupid stuff, but I was sobbing at work and nobody cared. They did not care at all. And just to have that, not only that teamwork when it comes to the actual work aspect, but the teamwork in making sure that I'm okay when I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know that I do that for everybody else too. And they're like, hey, like, it's your turn. Come on. It's all right.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really nice moment. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, wow. As much as that moment made me want to quit, this moment makes me want to not.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because I know when I'm having those issues, being seen really helps.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I did. I felt very seen. It was very helpful.
Yeah.
And then, really, like, Wednesday last week was my niece's birthday. She got a birthday pin and a free ice cream at the amusement park / water park that we went to. My sister's car is fixed, so I don't have to take people to work in the morning anymore. Fantastic. It's not all the way fixed, but it's fixed enough to where she can go back and forth to work just fine. And it's going to get fixed further. It's just going to take a little time.
Yeah.
And my littlest niece yesterday lost her first tooth.
Oh.
Right before
big girl.
Right before starting kindergarten.
She's a big girl now.
Yeah. And then I had a trainee last night at work. I don't like him already.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
He's a know-it-all. He did not stay by my side. He did not pay attention to anything I was doing. He was like, I have serving experience. I've got 10 years of serving experience.
When that would happen.
Oh, see, here's the thing, though. So, this morning he was there. And it was my favorite manager, Mr. Man Bun.
Mr. Man.
And he was like, so I was like, do I have him or is he with somebody else? And he was like, do you not want him? I said, no, I don't. I really don't. I was like, he did not pay attention. He did not stick with me. And I think he needs a more aggressive trainer.
Yeah.
And so I had him put him with my friend because she is also a trainer.
Yeah.
But she is aggressive.
Yeah.
She is short and feisty. She's funny. I can't wait for you to meet her one day, though. That's going to be so much fun. Like, hike. That's like, yeah. Birthday hike would be so fun. And, yeah, she was telling me that he did the exact same thing to her today. He was argumentative. He was answering questions for the table. Like, she would ask the table a question and he would answer it. Like, he knew the answer. Like, no. This is an opinion question. Yeah. This is not your opinion. This is not what comes with it. What do they want? You are not the one eating here.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Right.
And so I guess she told our GM, because he's the closing manager tonight, so he came in when she and I were getting ready to leave. And I forgot, but she was telling me afterwards that she had already told him about, like, the trainee and all that, and that he might turn out to be okay, but he is going to have a, like, hard stop when he realizes that he has no idea what he's doing. Like,
oh, well.
he was like, we have a menu quiz, as like any restaurant does as part of your like training. You have to pass a menu quiz. And he was like blowing through it, getting every question wrong. You have 3 tries to get it or you're fired.
Oh, I didn't know they fire you.
It's not hard. It's not a hard quiz at all. It's 20 questions, and it's basic questions. Very, very easy. Like, I passed it 100% my first try on my second day.
Right.
Like, it was easy. But he's blowing through it. He's just guessing.
Yeah,
and I'm like, buddy, you cannot do that.
Yeah, his personality. Well, he'll have to learn the hard way when he gets fired, I guess. Oh, well. That's my thing of, like, especially, like, where I am now, I've just, like, that's your life, not mine.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
You know, I'm fine. You know, if he does well, great. But at the same time,
You don't want him there.
I at least, bare minimum, want to see him get humbled by my manager who yells.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. He's going to get so humbled.
Good. I hope he does.
Oh. Because, like, we have another guy. And he's also kind of, I think he's, like, mid to upper 30s, maybe in his 40s, but he came in a little overly confident and he did get humbled, but now he's one of us and we love him and he's fine. However, he's the one who actually, he covered my bar Friday night and covered me. And I was thanking him so much. I was even still thanking him on Saturday because I was his lounger and he was the bartender. And I was like, dude, if you start to get swamped, I'm coming back there and helping you. Guaranteed. We will knock it out. Just like you came back and helped me last night. I appreciate you so much. I will do the same.
Anything else interesting happen?
No, that's really it.
I'm
like, oh, that was really it. And we're like 35 minutes in.
Right. Well, in the beginning, you know.
Well,
we also
yeah.
talked about the beginning and stuff. But,
cold open.
like, I was telling her I texted her, yesterday? I was like, God, I hope your week was more interesting than mine.
No, that was this morning.
Oh, that was this morning. See?
It's okay. Your days do what mine do.
Yeah. I was just like, I have done absolutely, like, nothing all week. And, it literally, I literally wrote, what a boring week. Like, literally nothing has happened. Saturday, I was surfing the Facebook, and one person that's not, like, related to me at all, but I know the family because my sister married in. So anyway, I know her, and she's moving, and she's selling her dresser. And I literally texted her Friday night, and I was like, hey, I'm interested in the dresser. Do you want Venmo or cash? And also, I need an address so we could pick it up. And she's like, okay, sounds good, but I can't move it myself, and it's still in this room. And I was like, that does not answer any of my questions. Yeah. But, okay. So, and then Saturday there was, like, no contact after that. Just, okay. And I'm the kind of person that I'm an over communicator. So if you're not communicating with me, I'm just like, how do you get anything done in your life? But anyway, and I'm the consumer. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to try to get your product. So Saturday morning, I'm like noon. I'm like, hey, we're going to be out later today. So, like, if you are free, I'll come get it and whatever. Do you want cash or Venmo? Like, I just really want her to tell me, how do you want to get paid?
Right.
And also need your address. And she's like, okay, sounds good. my daughter, I almost said her name. My daughter will be off at 4. I'll let you know if we can, like, if we get the dresser down out into the porch, because most of the time it's like porch pickup that she does.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, sounds good. So in the meantime, we go to a craft store, and we bought Boo Boo her initial, and because we have the initials in our hallway.
Yeah.
We bought her own initial, and I painted it. She picked out the color, she picked yellow. I thought, because it's like her like theme.
Yeah, it's like bees.
Yeah. I was like,
And you call her Boo Boo.
I know. So we did that, and I painted it and whatever, and all this. We're still waiting. We go and take family pictures, because I was like, we're all wearing red. Let's go take pictures, and we did that. 4 comes around, no contact. 5, 6, all the way overnight, and I'm like, why is she not contacting me?
Right.
So then Sunday morning, I text her, and I'm like, hey, we're out to lunch, and we can come get it. I'm so close where I think you used to live. I will come get it, and I will give you money. And she finally texts me at 1. I text her at 12:30, and she texts me at 1. She's like, yep, sounds great. We got it onto the porch. Just drop the money into the basket. And I'm like, sounds great. Awesome. And then she finally sends me her address. And I'm like, so over 2.5 days it took to get this dresser. And if you're listening, no disrespect, but I'm an over communicator, so maybe that's why it's bothering me so bad.
Here's the thing. Here's my theory. If you are wanting to sell something on a place like Facebook Marketplace, make sure that you understand that people are normally ready to go when they message you about something. They're like, hey, I have this money. I can get it today.
Yeah.
Let's do it. You got to be ready for that.
Yeah.
That's how I am anytime I've sold anything.
I am always yeah, let's
I'm
go.
yeah, I got you. I have, this is my times that I have available. Mm-hmm. What works best for you? I can work around whatever. We'll make it happen.
Literally.
What we got to do.
Yeah. And I understand people work and whatnot. That's why I wasn't pushy, and I just let her contact me. But yeah, that was my thing.
Yeah.
That was over the weekend. And then Monday we went to go see my parents, as we normally do. And I did laundry because our dryer's still broken. Even though we got parts, but still something else is broken. I don't know.
It's not one thing, it's another and another and another and another.
Exactly. So that's fun. I washed Boo Boo's clothes and hung them up because I'm like, whatever. Yeah, that literally I said boring week. Nothing to report. Just edited and lived my life, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I was going to bring up, did you see that Miley Cyrus got she got an award or noticed as the youngest Disney legend?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, for being Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
And she's the youngest person to be awarded this award, I guess.
Wow.
And so she went on stage at one of the Disney conventions that they're doing right now. And I just know because I've been on Instagram. And
I don't really get on Instagram, so that would explain why you know that.
Yeah. And so she... I thought I remembered seeing videos where she said she hated being Hannah Montana in that time in her life.
Yeah.
But now she's like, I want to just clear the air and say that I loved being Hannah Montana and that I am so appreciative of that.
I think also she has matured a lot from where she was. So
well, she's what,
she was
32
probably
now?
exactly. She probably just was not in the best place back then.
Yeah.
And now has grown and
Demi
is
Lovato's
looking
that
at
way
it
now too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Selena I don't think she's ever wavered. That chick has always been
she never bashed
solid.
Disney, but she also never went crazy. Maybe
That's
she
true.
didn't have a negative experience.
Yeah,
That's always
maybe.
the thing too.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was really cool because I loved Miley Cyrus. I still do.
I loved Hannah Montana.
I loved Hannah Montana.
I was listening to a Miley Cyrus song earlier, and my friend was in the car because I was picking her up for work, and I was like, "Listen, I was a Hannah Montana girly. This is my stuff."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yep, there goes my glasses." She's like, "I love Miley Cyrus." I'm like, "Yeah, I have loved her forever."
Ever. Like, I even named my cat Miley because
Yeah.
after her, like, I loved Miley Cyrus. I still do.
Oh yeah, I still
Like,
do.
my mom hated that she went when she went through
When
that
she went
crazy
crazy,
phase.
yeah. Oh, every parent
And-
did.
Oh yeah, and I'm
Every
like,
parent
I
did.
still love her though.
Oh, I loved her. I loved her the whole time. I was like, "Girl, you go do your crazy stuff. I
Yeah.
know I'll probably do that too." And I did.
Yeah, and it's weird because they're only a couple years older than me,
Yeah.
and I didn't even realize that until I don't remember when. But I'm like, oh snap, yeah, we're getting old.
I don't like it.
Yeah, and especially within the last couple of years, I'm like, man, everything's like old now. What's going on?
I'm Snapchatting a guy who's 24.
Wow,
Wild.
wow.
I mean, we're Snapchatting.
That's not that young.
He's
though.
cute. It's really not that much younger than me.
Compared to you. It'd be
But
weird
like,
if it was me.
yeah, it'd be a lot weirder.
That'd be weird.
Because I'm only 26.
Right.
I'll be 27 next month.
Yep.
But age is just a number when the numbers are legal and relatively close.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, do we want to get to our conversation thing?
Yeah.
So I was surfing the web, and by that I mean Amazon, and I found this game. It's called Let's Get Deep.
Friends edition.
Friends Edition.
Because that is the best one for the podcast. 'cause
Yeah, I thought
we're
that was
friends,
really cool. Yeah, so
Be
I thought it
weirder.
was really cool because it's literally just a conversation starter.
Yeah.
and what you do is it has 3 different packs. It's the
Icebreaker,
deep,
deep and deeper.
yeah, and so you just pick a card, and you each answer the question, and there's literally no rules. It's just to cause a conversation.
Yeah.
And I was like, what better way? We literally have a podcast.
Right. Like that's
Yeah,
perfect way.
exactly. So I thought it was
So I
really
guess
cool.
we're gonna let everybody learn a bit about us.
I know.
We're gonna
get
ask
deep.
each other some deep and personal questions, and y'all are just along for the ride.
Exactly, which you
So.
can answer in the comments too. We
Yeah,
always
absolutely.
we
we
always-
would love you to
Yes.
comment your answers. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, we always want that from you guys.
Yes. Please play along.
I'm very concerned what the deeper has in it.
Well,
I'm
it's
so
Friends
scared.
edition, so it can't be.
I know,
that bad.
but I was like, oh dear, because icebreaker is like, what kind of coffee do you take, probably, and then
Right.
deep is like, tell me about like your family, and then deeper is like, so what kind of trauma you got? Like, I have a feeling.
Well,
that's
see,
what
and
it
here's
is.
the thing: you can't be that nervous because we already know each other. Literally, we're
But
probably
they
going to be
know.
able to answer. Yeah. But there's, there could also be ones that are not for the podcast.
It's
There's
true.
definitely a chance.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll read it. We won't answer it. Though. We won't necessarily answer it depending on the.
Yeah. So who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. And
Okay.
you right? Okay. We'll start. We can,
Icebreaker.
we'll start with like some icebreakers.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on, and then we'll move.
Sounds
Well,
good.
yeah. We'll
Okay.
just progress.
All right.
If your friend group was going on a vacation, where would you want to go? So I'm guessing for friend group, we can be like,
Just
okay,
us
if
two.
we
Yeah.
were going on vacation.
Yeah. Who's ever playing? It was me. I love going on vacation by like the water.
I've never seen the ocean.
So
we would
there
have
we
to
go.
go to the beach. We would
Perfect.
go to the ocean.
'Cause
Somewhere by the ocean.
I love going to like Florida and like doing that.
Florida.
Kind of stuff.
Have to.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
That would be so fun.
Okay. Another icebreaker is, what was the worst haircut or hairstyle you ever had?
And my mom did my hair for picture day in the 3rd grade.
What do you
It was bad. I'll have to
See
get a
if you can
picture.
find it.
I'm sure I can find something somewhere. If we can't, then I'm sorry. If I can find something, you will see it here. If not, then I'm just holding my hands here for no reason. So, nah, that would be mine.
I don't know if I like.
Personally, I feel like you've never had a bad haircut, but that's me.
No, I don't think I've ever had a bad haircut. I just remember, like, I kind of regret doing a bob. Like, I kind of regret it a little. Because I hated that it always flipped out in the back. I
Yeah.
hated it. But, yeah. No. I can't think of any, like, worse things. Oh, it's not even my turn. Yeah.
Let's see. What is the hottest accent to have?
I've always been a sucker for English accent. Or Australian, too.
I feel like I like an Irish accent.
Oh, yeah. Those
Yeah.
are cool, too.
Irish accent.
Really anything cool. But Ohio.
Yeah. I don't like Russian.
Yeah.
Makes me anxious.
Yeah.
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 I think.
Like,
Maybe not. Or
I
it
can't
could be
understand
German.
What you're saying
That could
to
also
me.
be a German accent.
Oh, Josh
maybe.
was learning German, actually. It's
Oh, okay.
actually really close. A lot of words are really close to English.
Oh, wow.
So many are really close to English. Like
I want
father
to learn
is
Spanish.
father.
Fada.
And mother.
Mother.
It's mother. And my husband or my man is literally it's mean man. Mean man.
That's funny.
Yep. And then Mina is female version of
Yeah.
mine. It's like interesting. And then Frau is wife. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Frau. Anyway. Ooh. I don't know if I have one of these. Who is your current celebrity crush? I've always had kind of the same ones, like Mark Wahlberg. I love him. Don't know why.
Ooh. Maybe like Machine Gun Kelly. I really like Machine Gun Kelly.
He is so your type.
Yeah. But I like his music. I don't really, not that attracted to him personally.
Oh, okay. So it's just.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, like when I think celebrity crush, I think of like a man that I can view on my phone but cannot view in real life. And I'm like, literally, for me, it's like this guy. The one that I bought the Cutie Patootie shirt from.
Oh yeah, you
that
have
is
texted me a couple times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh, what is his page? I'm gonna pop him up. He's getting a shout out. I'm sure he won't. He might see it. I've like see something from little old me. Never. Tan Clemens from his Instagram handle is _a good cult leader. But let me tell you, he is so positive. He is just a ray of sunshine and puts out the most positive content. But at the same time, he will also put in the real raw side of it where he's like, you know, X amount of years sober. It's a large number, but I don't want to get it wrong. But he is sober. He has like lost a lot of weight and he like shares his journey and stuff. And he's just so positive about everything that happens in his life, good and bad. He's like, you know, even the bad, he's like, but I'm in the situation to have had that happen to me. Like his car got broken into and he's like, I used to be homeless. Like I didn't have a car to get broken into. I didn't have a bed to wake up in and hear my car being broken into. I didn't have a house to run out of, you know, like. And he's just so positive. And I just absolutely love that. I love his energy, his vibe. That is my celebrity crush. And he's not even a celebrity, but he is in my brain. So
yeah. But that's kind of how our society's going, though, is like TikTokers and people that do videos.
Yeah. His is mainly Instagram. That's the only time I get on Instagram. What was the last book you read?
I don't read physical books, but I listen to books. I am a big Nora Roberts fan, and I don't know if that means whatever it means, but I love those books.
Well,
those who know about Nora Roberts.
Nora Roberts books.
Yeah,
those who know.
But they're good though. I love them. I eat them up. I got like 10 of those stupid books, man. What about you? You're just. I feel
well,
judged. You're just
no,
staring
you're fine.
at me.
I'm trying to figure out how to say the book that I read.
Yeah, you could just say it's an educational book.
It's an educational book.
Yeah.
It's a textbook.
Yeah. Let's go
yeah.
deep.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I wouldn't say this is actually deep, but have you ever gotten detention, been suspended, or been expelled?
I've gotten detention for not doing my homework.
Yeah, that's what my only time was too. I didn't do homework.
Yep. That's really it.
And I remember I cried.
Oh yeah, I cried. I cried so hard.
I felt so embarrassed.
I tried to lie my way out of it too because I was like, oh gosh, I'm going to get in so much trouble because it was literally laziness.
Yeah, that's what mine always was.
Yep. What is the best school trip you've ever been on?
Well, the only one I really remember.
Yeah, because you ended up being homeschooled too.
Yeah. We went to a farm once. I don't remember which farm it was. I remember that. I got kicked by like a calf.
That's not great.
Yeah. And then I feel like we went to a library once or something. I can't remember the other one that we went to.
I went, we had a, there's an amusement, we went to an amusement park for the day. You had to like have your grade above so much or whatever. You had to have like your GPA so high, and it was at the end of the year and all that, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Got to go with my friends.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's my turn. No, it's your turn.
Oh, yeah. Did you join or would you join a fraternity or sorority in college? Why? I didn't go to that kind of college.
I did online college, so I did not. I don't think I would have.
Kind of experiences kind of what a sorority would feel like, I think, because we spent so much time with women, those kind of women. I know I got very close to the ones I went to college with.
Yeah.
I still keep up with a couple of them. It's been, oh God, so many years, over a decade.
Yeah.
I still keep up with one specifically. And I think it is maybe different than a sorority because you have to be very involved in a sorority.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were just really close, and we were literally there for 10 hours, 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
In the same place. So you get to know people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
I feel like I wouldn't have done a sorority even if I would have been in that kind of college.
We didn't really thrive in that environment, though.
Yeah.
I remember you had a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
There.
What class or exam are you surprised you passed because you thought you'd fail?
What was the question?
What class or exam are you surprised that you passed because you thought you were going to fail?
Math. Every math class I ever taken in my life.
For me, medical terminology in college.
Yeah.
That was a hard class. That was very hard.
Well, yeah.
It's a good thing I dropped out of college. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do podcasts. That's what it is.
I remember I was so bad in school that if I didn't pass the one class, I was going to not be able to graduate. I was so bad in school. Just because half the time I just didn't care.
Yeah.
It's so hard to be motivated when you're homeschooled. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to go wild for it here.
Let's go for it.
Well, okay. So if each of your friends was an animal, what animal would they be and why? We've kind of done this already.
Oh, but we get to pick each other. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
gosh,
it's
I
so
feel
hard
like
not to pick your favorite animal.
I know. I'm sitting here like, am I defaulting to a turtle because Lindsey loves turtles?
Exactly.
But like, you're defaulting to a cat right now, aren't you?
I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You're a turtle and I'm a cat because that's what we are.
Exactly. I feel like that's just our.
I also feel like if you've watched the podcast and been with us,
You
then
kind of know
you
why.
also know that I am a cat and she's a turtle.
It goes back to like one of our early episodes. I want to say that was like what episode, like 3 or something.
Yeah, it was. I
Or
know
4?
that it was when we were still in front of the window.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Why we just like mine? I picked a turtle because of how chill they are, and I just feel a connection to them, and I
And
like
you
how
love the water.
carefree they are.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
I love the water, but and you like cats because of
I
they're
like that.
cute.
I like that they're so cute. I like that. I would love to be a cat. I would love to just sleep, have somebody else clean up after me, and feed me. Like
I used to feel that
would
way.
be great.
Yeah.
Like, and I get to chase things, and they're so good on their feet. I would love to be able to parkour around the house. I can't.
My niece asked me if I knew what that meant.
Parkour.
She was doing that at the mall when we went, and she's like going like this and this, and she's like parkour, parkour, and she's like, "Do you know what that means?" I was like, "That's been around a while, sweetie." Yeah, I know what that means.
Yeah, we know what parkour means. That our generation made parkour.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know if
I don't know necessarily. It was
I
one
know,
of our
but I
generations.
feel like
it was yours or
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh yeah, I forget we're not in the same one all the time.
I'm telling you, I am pretty sure I have absolutely no sense of God, what is it?
Spatial awareness.
Yes, I have no spatial awareness. Yes, because I was so glad you saw that video. Yeah, I have no spatial awareness. I run into everything all the time. Like at work,
Also a cat.
I hit the wall constantly. Like this shoulder, I have about
put
thrown
that wall
it
there?
out. And I'm like, I don't understand, but I hit everything that has not moved at all. I'm the only one moving, and I hit it when I'm not trying to. I'm like, I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. What do you believe is our ultimate purpose in life?
Oh snap! That is deep. Ultimate purpose.
Why does that make my chest tighten? That question, I'm like,
Because you don't know where you're at right now, and that's perfectly fine. You're only 26, almost 27. But so I didn't know where I was at that time either. I still don't know where I am.
yeah, you do.
I do.
You did. I think you were engaged at least.
Yeah, but like
Or like almost married.
I didn't really have. Like I felt still lost at that moment. Like the whole other side of the fence looks greener thing. Like I might look like I'm all put together over here, but no, just because I'm engaged don't mean that I was like put together. No, for me, it's like I didn't really hit clarity until this year. Yeah. Like I said in previous episodes, like I just felt so lost and I didn't know who I was, who even is Lindsey. I still kind of get lost in motherhood still. Like, I'm someone's wife and I'm someone's mom. Who am I underneath that?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I would say for right now, where I am, life purpose is to be a mom that doesn't harm her child mentally.
A mom who doesn't damage her kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best she can.
I feel like...
And a good wife, of course.
Well, yeah.
You can just answer it that way if you want. Like, what's your purpose now instead of ultimate purpose? Because who knows what the ultimate... What even is that?
No, I think that's what we're supposed to
know.
try to answer, and I'm
But
like,
I don't
know.
even know what that is.
I feel like that is such a thing that is... But it's up to your belief and up to
Yeah.
what you think, and for me, I feel like it is to leave everything better than I found it.
Good answer. That's
So-
kind of what I was saying, too.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you were. I basically took out all of the personal things and I made it this big, which is weird because usually I do the opposite to everything. Is I make it a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like just leaving everything better than you found it. People, places, animals, whatever.
Yeah.
Just like being helpful doing what you can and surviving together.
That's a
That's
good
my
answer.
answer.
I like that answer.
I had to think about it. I had to let the chest tighten and then relax. And then it was fine.
Relax.
We were good. All right. That's your turn now.
Oh, okay.
The deeper gets real. That takes
does.
us longer to
That
answer.
was crazy. Oh, that's another one of those.
Well,
what?
Yeah, because you picked from the deeper pile.
Yeah,
and
it's like-
okay.
What do you believe you contribute to the world? I'm like, great, it's another one of those. What do you believe you contribute to the world?
That one's easy for me, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Because I don't feel I can contribute anything to myself. I don't do much for myself at all. But I literally, like when I'm at work, for example, it's not just that I take my job seriously, like working at a chain restaurant, but it is the fact that I take the environment seriously, and I take very seriously having people come in, sit at my table, and have a good time. And I feel like I contribute light to the world, because while I'm feeling really awful inside, I try so hard to make other people feel really special. Like, I have helped 2 work friends within the last month and a half, 2 months, have mostly decent birthdays. One broke her arm, but that was after I left. That was not my fault. I tried really hard to make her have a good birthday. She did, and I should have never went home. I don't know. My bad. Sorry, girl. But like, I love doing stuff like that. Like your birthday, I wanted to do more for it. I wanted to make it more special, but you still had a really great time, and like that is something that sticks with me. I just love making people happy, because when I see other people happy, it brings a little bit of that back into me too. I need some of that. So.
Right. And me and Joshua have a theory about that, where if a person goes out of their way to try to make, like, we try to make sure that a person that gets over talked, but like that no one really is hearing their story when they're talking, or no one's really looking at them when they're talking or whatever. You want to make sure that they know that you're listening, even if the whole other room isn't listening. You're still looking at them, you still hear them, and it's because you know how that feels, not being heard.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I get that. I don't know what I contribute. I've been sitting here listening to you thinking, what the heck do I contribute? During the bad days, I'm like, I don't really contribute nothing.
Hey,
I could literally disappear.
I have those days 100%.
Yeah, I could disappear and everything be just as normal. But then on the not so bad days, I'm like, you know, I contribute something, a little, if anything. I'm here for a reason, right?
Yeah. You contribute to the health of your child. You contribute to raising a child that's going to not be damaged, and she's going to be good to go with society, and she's going to be a kind human being, and that's a very important and very difficult task. Yeah. So you contribute a lot to the world, because you are raising the next generation.
That's true. No, you choose whatever one you want.
We're going to go with it. Oh. This one's good. This one's will be fun. Have you ever been kicked out of a place? Where and what happened?
Oh no! Hey,
we got kicked out together. We got kicked out of.
What was that place?
It was a random shop in a mall that is now dead.
Yeah.
And it was called like Funky People or something like that. It was just a random store.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what mall it was in. It
was one of those outside malls.
Yeah. And it was.
And we were teenagers, so I mean,
it was a long time ago. It was a long shutdown. I'm sorry you can't find that store.
Yeah.
Maybe you can. I don't know.
Even if it was even called Funky People, who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know what it was called. But
we were just being weird.
Yeah,
and
being
goofy.
teenagers.
We were taking pictures with pretending things were props, and they kicked us out because we weren't buying anything. Yeah. And that's fair, because they should have kicked us out. Yep.
Fair. I get it.
We're like, yeah, that's fine. Yep, you're good.
I'm gonna do a deep.
Okay.
Are you an optimist, pessimist or a realist? Why? I feel like just because of who I am, I'm an optimist most times. But then my mom sneaks in there and I'm a realist.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I range, because there's days where I am very pessimistic. I'm like, nothing is ever going to get better and I should just but then there's days where I feel like more often than not I'm a realist. With a sprinkle of optimism. Yeah. That's how I would describe myself. A realist with a sprinkle of optimism. But yeah, you're I feel like everybody has, their bad days.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Maybe not to the level that I specifically said, but, Yeah, well, let's go with an icebreaker. Let's make it funny.
Let's do it.
What is your ideal room temperature?
I love myself a 73.
I'm a 71 kind of gal.
Yeah, I like it too.
I like a 71.
Anything above 74 and I'm dying.
Oh, yeah. No. 73 is actually what I set my car on once I get cool enough. Like, if I'm really hot, I get in my car and it's down
if
on
we're
low,
doing car
and
temperatures.
then I set it to 73.
Yeah. My
Once
car
I'm
temperature
cold.
is 69. Nice.
That's what mine is right now. Because I was so hot on the way over here that I only put it up to 69 and I was like, nice. I'm like, God, we're teenagers.
You have to say that after.
You have to. It's like a crime to
Yes,
not.
exactly.
And
I
if
don't
you
know if
don't
that's a
know, then
millennial
you know
thing.
what? You're so innocent. And
Maybe
you're
that's
adorable.
a millennial thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a millennial thing.
It's both of our
Yeah, I
generations.
think so. Because, but yeah, sometimes the house gets to 74. I'm like, I am literally sweating bullets. What is happening?
Yeah.
Don't like it. Let's do another one of these.
They're so quick and easy.
What posters did you have in your room growing up? I had a puppy poster that was it was literally like 50 puppies, and they were in tiny, oh dear, what are those called? High tops.
Oh.
And it was all different colors of high tops, and that was my favorite
I
poster
remember
on the
that
planet.
poster.
What was my other ones? But you go ahead.
I had Cheetah Girls at one point.
Oh, yeah.
One that I got from the concert.
Yeah.
I had a Hannah Montana one at one point.
I didn't have any of those.
I had a Jonas Brothers. The Jonas Brothers came from a J14 magazine.
I always wanted to get those magazines, but never did.
Yeah. I did with my allowance a few times, just for posters, because it was cheaper than buying the poster.
True enough.
And I had a One Direction poster at one time.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I can't remember any other posters I had in my room.
I think I might have had a Batman poster at one point. Because Batman
I could have had a cat one, too.
is my thing. Or was my thing at one point. It is definitely not my thing now. But it is my keys thing. And it will be on my keys forever. Apparently. Because if it's not...
Background
It's
story,
not
I
even-
got that for her 10, 11...
10 years ago next month.
Wow. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to get a new lanyard. Even if I grow out of liking Batman, which I did 9 years ago. 9.5 years ago, probably. Which is fine. But, teenagers, you go through phases.
Yeah.
But it was very much a phase that I was in for a while. And I was like, my best friend got me that, and I'm not going to get a new one until it breaks. What is the best compliment you've ever received?
Oh, snap. I've already told the podcast one of my biggest compliments was about my singing.
Yeah.
I love when people comment about my singing. It makes me so happy. Being a good mom. I always like hearing those compliments.
That reminded me. I'm glad, because I was like, I feel like I've got one, but I don't remember what it is. But I went to pick up the cupcakes for my niece's birthday party. And when I went up there, the lady knew my mom. And she recognized me, even though I have never met this lady before in my life. She has never seen me. And she said, "You're here for the cupcakes with the blue icing, da da da." And I was like,
Yeah.
"How did you know?" And she was like, "I know your mom." And I was like, "Have we
Okay.
met?" And she was like, "No, I can just tell you look exactly like her." And I was like,
like,
"Thank you."
yeah.
I used to get told I looked like my dad. That is the best compliment I've ever received. No offense to my dad. I love my dad. But I'd rather look like my mom.
Yeah. What was I going to say? That reminded me of something when you said that. Oh, my niece. She has her dad's face. And so growing up, she always heard that, "You look like your dad, you look like your dad." And one day, she was like, burst into tears when someone said that she looked like her dad. And we're like, "What's wrong?" And she goes, "I'm going to be bald."
Oh my God.
And I think about that all the time now when someone's like, "I look like my dad."
That is so funny because I remember that. I know
She
which
was
niece you're talking
little.
about now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
God, that was so funny.
Oh, good times, man. Snap. We've been recording a long time.
Oh my God.
One more.
Okay,
Last one.
more. Last one. We'll go all the way. Okay. What is something you recently lied about?
I don't lie that often.
I lied to a table the couple nights ago when he asked if I was registered to vote. I said no so that he wouldn't ask me political questions.
I hate those. Have
like,
I lied about anything recently?
I'm like, I didn't say anything to get a tip. I said anything to stop the conversation.
Right, I feel that. I just feel like I'm a really, like, I don't ever have instances where I need to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
so this has been a long episode.
It has. Hopefully
That's
you
okay.
guys don't care about that.
It's just more entertainment for you guys.
Right. You're welcome.
This will definitely have to come back.
It does, yeah.
For sure.
Like, if we don't know what to do, we'll just be like, "Hey, we're playing this again." So hopefully you guys played along. Please
Yes.
write down in the comments.
Let us know your answers.
Yeah.
If you have any questions that you want to ask away in the comments, and maybe we'll be able to answer them for you.
Right. That might
So,
be fun one day, doing that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, like if
responding
there's,
comments.
yeah, like start throwing comments and give us a reason to do a Q&A episode. That would be great.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe
And tell your
comment
friends.
and tell your friends.
And come back next week for more nonsense.
Yeah.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.